Hi everybody, hi, this is Mr. Fernandez and I am here with one of my students, Mary Ellen, and today we're going to talk about two very important fundamentals in your violin playing and your viola playing. One of them is going to be the bow hold. We're going to set that up correctly. The other one is going to be the violin and viola hold. And the third, three of them, okay, three. The third one is going to be the left hand position, okay, and we're going to talk about those three items, basic fundamentals. They're going to help you play better if you follow them. So it's really critical that you watch this as many times as you need to really understand where things are supposed to be. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with our bow hold, okay? So depending on how you learn the bow, the way I teach it is I teach my young students in elementary school to start with a bunny, and so that starts with the thumb and the ring and middle fingers touching like this, okay? And that's my starting point to form the French school of violin bow hold. So the first thing we're going to do is take that bunny, and I call it a bunny, but it can be anything, okay? And we're gonna munch right here. Notice right outside of the frog. So Mary Ellen, go ahead and bring your hand in, because your hand is closer to what all of our friends' hands are going to be, okay? So notice that her hand is right, the thumb is right outside of the frog, and it's not in that hole, and that's really, really important, okay? The next thing we'll do, keep your hand right there actually. The next thing we'll do is we're gonna slide the two fingers down, the ring and the middle finger down. So if the bunny is here, the bunny gets some teeth, and notice it slides down in front of the thumb. Next, you're gonna rest your pointer finger. That could be one of your bunny's ears if you learned like that. Rest it, and then we're gonna tap the pinky on the stick, okay, like a little bird on a stick sitting right there. And so now let's turn the bow facing up. Now you can let it go. Notice that her and I were both holding it, by the way. When we were here, we were holding it. Make sure you do the same. Okay, otherwise it's too heavy this way. Don't do that. So point it up, and now let's bring it up close, and notice what we have here. Her two fingers are down. Bring those down a little bit more, Mary Ellen, okay? And now the pinky is curved, the thumb is bent. So critical, okay? Do not play like that. That's not a good way to do it. Thumb is bent, the pointer finger is curved, and the ring and the middle fingers are draping over the stick, okay? So that's your great starting point. I mean, good fundamental. To have that down will make you sound better, will make you play better, okay? And so that's the French school of violin bow. It's been taught like this for a long time, hundreds of years, okay? So now let's move on to the violin itself and the viola itself. So let's turn our instruments around. If you've been playing for a year, 6 months to a year, you should consider getting yourself a molded shoulder rest. Now, there are many types available, and you can find them on online retailers such as Amazon. The most popular probably is a brand called Kun, K-U-N. But this one here is a Chinese brand, and it wasn't that expensive, about $12 on Amazon, and this one is very, very comfortable. This one here has also been around for a long time. It's called Woof, okay? Also sold on Amazon. They're all adjustable, most of them, but they are also sold in different sizes. So if you play a half-size violin or a three-quarter size violin or a full-size violin, you get the right size. And they're not expensive, but they help you with your posture so much. Otherwise, a foam shoulder rest that's molded is also good. With the molded foam shoulder rest, make sure that it goes from thick to thin, kind of like a wedge. So when you put it on your violin, the foam shoulder rest, the thin side should be under the chin rest. The thick side should be down here, because when you put the foam shoulder rest just like this across, okay, and you bring your violin to playing position, the thin side needs to be up here, the thick side needs to be down here to give you elevation on your violin. Okay, so that's with foam. So now let's go ahead and bring the instruments to playing position, okay? Go ahead. And so now notice that Mary Ellen is holding it. Now let it go, and notice that the jaw, that the chin rest, okay, that's this piece here, is right under her jaw, and it stays in place. It is not the role of the hand to hold the violin. It is the role of the shoulder rest and the chin rest and your jaw and your shoulder to keep that violin in place. That's really, really critical, because it's gonna help your hand play correctly. So notice how she holds that, okay, without the hand holding it there, okay? So now let's get our left hand. Now moving on to number 3, okay? We're gonna set up our left hand. Here we go. So that what I like to do when I get the left hand set up is to do it in a fluid way, so that we're moving our hand and getting it in place by movement, okay? And so I feel like that helps us find the right place. So the first thing is find the bottom crease. Find the bottom crease of your pointer finger and then touch the fingerboard with that. And let's polish a few times up and down, just a few times to get our arm and our hand moving. Okay, very good. Now let's push your hand all the way in so that you feel this crease here at the bottom. You do not want your violin neck sitting down here. Mary Ellen, go ahead and show us that. You do not want it sitting down there. There has to be a space. So you want to pull it out. What I tell my students is go into the pool, right? Because it's kind of like a pool, and then go out of the pool. And you should be able to put your finger through it and find that there's a space. There should be a space. As you can see it in my hand. I don't know if I can turn Mary Ellen slightly to be able to show you that she too has a space there. There's her finger. Very, very good. And so that's really, really critical, okay? Now, next, you have your finger lined up at the base. You have your hand lined up at the base of your finger. Now let's make our first finger box, okay? Where does the first finger box go? That's a great question. And the answer is where it sounds right, okay? It is not on the tape. It is where it sounds right. And so this is to encourage you young players to get away from the dependence on the visual and go to the dependence on the auditory. The ear tells you where the pitch is. So my first finger box goes where it sounds right. The thumb is across the pitch. That is so, so critical. And I'm going to see Mary Ellen, I'm going to turn your thumb. Put that first finger down, Mary Ellen. Bring that first finger down. And then see the wrist straight, the thumb across the pitch, the first finger making a box. Very, very good. Go ahead and turn the other way so we can see you better. Very good. So now the wrist needs to hang down. Make sure that your wrist is hanging down and it's straight. The pizza wrist looks like this. You do not want to play like this. You will never get anywhere playing like this. Make your wrist straight. Keep it straight. Let it hang down, okay? And the last point here is the fingers must move independently. Do not let your fingers fall into a block, okay? The fingers must go down independently. So first finger, second finger, third finger, fourth finger. The last thing we will do is we will put it all together with a D major scale that you can play with us. So first, let's go ahead and show off our bow hold. The thumb is bent, the pinky is curved, okay? The pointer finger is curved, everything is relaxed, okay? Let's go to playing position. Very good. Violin is on the shoulder. We have a shoulder is supporting us. The violin is staying up in place by itself. And as I am bowing, I am going to keep, okay? So if I'm a beginning player, I want to stay in the middle lane. Imagine there are lanes here, right? I can be close to the bridge. I can be in the middle. I can be next to the fingerboard. I'm going to be in the middle lane, keeping my bow parallel to the bridge. And you can see that with your eyes. If you get in front of a mirror at home, it's even better. If you turn your bridge at home in front of your mirror like this, boom, right there. And when you play, you make sure that your bow is perfectly straight. You can do that at home with a mirror. So here we go. You ready? We're going to play a D scale. Fingers are moving independently. Excellent. So I hope you enjoyed that. Watch it again. Make sure that you master those basics. The fundamentals of playing are going to make you a better player. And I will see you soon. Thanks for watching.